On the latest In-Depth show, I had a chance to sit down with Cynthia Browning and Brian Keefe, the two state representatives to the legislature from the district that includes Manchester, Arlington, Sandgate, and Sunderland. I asked them what issues they've been hearing about recently from the voters.
Well, I've been hearing about a new provider tax on ambulance services, and I would be happy to say that I did not vote for this. But it's one of these complicated things where the state taxes a health provider, and then that tax revenue draws down federal revenue, and then they return some of the revenue to the health provider. It's one of these complicated government specials. And so, you know, some of the ambulance providers are getting these letters and going, what the hell? You know, it's not at all clear that they're going to end up getting back the money that they paid in. And it's just a screwy system.
The fee on the ambulance providers, I heard from a friend in Arlington who got that letter, and she said, what, it came out of the blue. I was not aware of that during the campaign, but it strikes me that that's often what happens in Montpelier. They get to the end of the session and
they're
short
looking for money under the couch cushions, you know.
And if you're not in the room, you got to watch out. So, or even if you are, for that matter.
I've heard about problems with Vermont Health Connect. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And I have also heard about, and I personally am upset about, this whole issue of windmill siting in the Bennington County Regional Energy Plan, which has the possibility that you could get good wind power on a number of different ridgetops, all of them the headwaters of spring-fed streams that feed the Battenkill. But the idea that we're going to blast off the tops of any of these mountains in order to build giant roads and giant industrial turbines and disrupt the whole movement of groundwater and surface water that makes the Battenkill a trout stream, because it's the springs that make it a trout stream, just is driving me nuts. And the fact that the state basically says, well, we weren't looking at stuff like that. And I'm like, excuse me.
The other issue that's kind of a thorn in some people's side is this new motor vehicle inspection program. I heard about that just at the very end of the campaign and checked with a guy I work with a lot, and he said, yeah, we've got it's a whole new computerized system. And I called the Commissioner of Motor Vehicles a week or so ago to get the background of it, and it's something that had been percolated for 12 years. It started at EPA and went through the Agency of Natural Resources before it landed at Motor Vehicles, and they did the rulemaking. And yeah, the way we inspect vehicles is going to change. It's going to get a lot more modern. You know, as far as safety goes, I'm all in favor of safety. A lot of this is emission driven, and I'm all in favor of, you know, controlling emissions as well. But I think, you know, it's what's the saying that if the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. It might be one of these things.
Yeah, I think
not to belabor it, but you know, half the states I understand in the country don't even do motor vehicle inspections. They figure people are smart enough to figure it out themselves, and those that do have a computerized system have it so it's a little bit more elegant than what's being proposed here. But I just haven't seen the evidence that requiring all these stations to install this equipment, and I haven't seen the evidence that spending all that money, and it's upwards of $20 or $30 million
So
all in.
What are we going to get for that?
What are we getting for this spending? I just those are things that irritate me. Safety, I'm all in favor of, you know, having good safety rules, but I don't see the evidence so far.